Hey you guys, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft. Well, actually, at the beach on my retreat. So I did a lot of work before I started videotaping, mainly deciding which paper I would use to cut my title out of on my Cricut, and I picked this sort of dark blue and yellow paper. This is all from Endless Summer, Echo Park's paper pad, and this page actually meets the requirements for dining around the world. Ukraine, red borscht, and you needed to use blue and yellow paper and include a red embellishment. And I didn't originally plan for this video to meet those requirements, but when I was looking at it, I said, look at that. I used yellow paper, I used blue paper, and I picked a red embellishment. Mostly because this background, bluish, light blue paper has colored dots on it, and so I was just picking other papers that matched all those dots. So I ended up with a yellow matte and yellow for the title. And I was really trying to match the blue sky in behind the cruise ships and the yellow bumpers on the dock. So I wanted to pull in that yellow. This is a photo of my daughter and her half-sister on our way back to the cruise ship after a beautiful day at the beach. And there weren't very many other people in the view, so I love the view between two cruise ships. It's always a fun picture. So I got them to pose, and we're gonna turn that into a page. So right now I'm like, well, I might want to finish this off, so I think I'm going to create a frame for the page as well. And I'm just trying to decide what I want where. I like this red tag at the bottom. And I've got a whole bunch of stickers that I'm going to pull out. The sticker sheet from Endless Summer and some other puffy stickers. I do use a couple of the puffy stickers. There's a little more turquoise in there than I wanted. And I'm going to go off and I'm going to fussy cut a whole bunch of florals from this paper. The back side is red, but I want some florals since it's a girly picture. Well, not girly, but two girls, so I can get away with the florals. And there's a floral sticker and a palm tree, of course, because we were in the Caribbean. Now, a lot of the embellishments in this paper pack reference the word summer, and we were over New Year's, so I can't use all of the words, but there are enough words that are just sun and fun and things like that. So I have both the sticker sheet and the sticker book. A lot of those icons are repeated, but maybe in different sizes among the two. If you haven't bought the Echo Park sticker books before, and there's usually 2 sheets of each in these sticker books, so you get a lot to use. You can get a lot of pages out of these, and the colors often mix and match, so even if you're just using cardstock, you can really embellish things. I also wanted to pick a border to go under the photo, and I decided to pull out a little more white, and so I picked this white background border. I'm going to fishtail it. And I'm just setting those stickers off to the side because I know I want to do that fussy cutting. So I've completed my fussy cutting, and I'm going to make a white border is what I decided. So I am going to gut the middle, or cut the middle out of this sheet of paper. And that's really just to reduce bulk. You know, white scrapbook paper is not that expensive. I buy it in 50 sheets at a time or whatever. But adding multiple layers of this nice thick cardstock from Echo Park. It can make your pages pretty bulky and your albums pretty heavy. So where you can reduce a little bulk, it's good. So I'm going to trim, I think I trimmed just a little over 1/2 inch, so maybe 3/4 of an inch. May have only been 1/2 inch. Let's see what I did. Off each, I think I just did 1/2 inch. So, and then I do round the corners. I don't always do this when I make a frame, but I do like the look of it. Makes it a little, I don't know, more casual, fun, and it gives it looks purposeful when you've done that. So I'm going to glue my title together so that I can place it a little easier. I use art glitter glue as my main liquid glue. It does come out of the fine point tips really easily. It dries really, really fast. You do not have a lot of maneuvering time with this glue, but sometimes I like not having a lot of maneuvering time. All right, so this title I made as a cutout on my Cricut. I just picked the font I liked, smushed the letters together, and then welded them together, and then I created an offset. I actually did an offset twice, so I created the letters, then did an offset of them, smushed them together, and then I did an offset for the whole thing, and that's how you get the different layers. So I could have cut the word Cruisin out of another piece of paper and filled in those holes also. So there's a couple different ways to do it, but I kind of liked just having the outline in the yellow. So if you haven't done that on your Cricut, it's not that hard to do. So I encourage you to play around with it. Maybe start with some shorter words and see what you can do, and play with offsets and welding and then cutting out things that parts that you don't want to print. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to do a little embellishment cluster on that side. There's nothing of super interest in that part, and that gives me a little bit of a diagonal placement for embellishments. Just trying to straighten that out. And I like that white border. I don't do that as often, but it gives the page sort of, it finishes it off and it gives it some brightness. There are some white dots on there. You can see one of my friends came by to check out what I was doing. So now I'm just trying to make sure I can spread out. And I had started out thinking I was going to do a diagonal embellishments, and then I ended up doing this triangular embellishments and going in at the end of the word cruising, and then the bottom of the photo, and then the bottom of the page. And I'm really pleased with that. That's what I was showing you. I like the triangle better than pure diagonal. I do diagonal too often, I think. Need to branch out a little bit. So now I'm just playing with some of the little word phrases that I pulled. I'm trying to make sure I get contrast with them and trying to decide what goes where. And layering things up a bit. I liked those little flip-flops, and here's a floral sticker. There weren't very many floral stickers on the sheet. Either that or I've already used them, I don't know. So I'm just playing around with it. trying to decide what might go where. And I can't even remember if I did enamel dots. I thought I did. But adding a couple of these little puffy stickers that I think coordinate. And then I'm going to stick everything down in its permanent location, and we'll come back. So here everything's stuck down. A few things moved around a little bit, and I added enamel dots, as you can see, in some coordinating colors. I'm really happy with these little clusters. I think they have lots of fun and dimension, and I used yellow twine in my tag. Thanks a lot, you guys. Give this video a thumbs up and come back for more.